Alright guys, welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be giving you the long awaited update on myself and on the channel that I promised about 3 or 4 weeks ago, or whatever it was, on my Instagram. So if you haven't seen it already, I made a post on my Instagram, like I say, about 3 or 4 weeks ago, explaining to everyone that I am no longer competing this year. Now, the reason why I had to come to that decision was simply because there's things in my life that's going on right now that have just became more important than a bodybuilding show. It's sad because obviously I've worked my arse off to get to this point, to get to the qualification of being at the British finals for 2 different federations and 2 different classes, and I didn't want to turn that down. Like, obviously, like I say, I've worked so hard this year to be able to get them qualifications, and it's taken like a really big decision for myself to kind of, and everyone around us, to be honest, who have supported us, to kind of decide that that wasn't the right decision for my life right now, and that's why I've had to take it. Without going into too much detail, basically, like, I've had loads of issues with work, which are still ongoing. Obviously with my personal life, not seeing people, and everything that comes with prep, but just the fact that my kind of the kind of straw that broke the camel's back in the terms of this show was just everything to do with my job and stuff. Like, it was all stressing us out a bit too much, and within that stress my physique started changing. Like I mentioned in the Mike Williams classic video, it all started just before then, and to be honest, I wasn't enjoying it anymore. As sad as that sounds, like, I was more stressed about turning up to the show than I was about like actually enjoying the process anymore. Like, I wasn't enjoying my training, so my training was going to shit. I wasn't enjoying my cardio, as silly as that sounds, but I did at the beginning, so that went to shit, and everything kind of spiraled out of control, and I got quite a negative mindset on everything, and all it was doing was stressing us out and making us very negative around not only myself, everyone around us, and obviously the situation I've got with my job at the minute. So I sat down with my coach, I sat down with my dad, some family members and stuff, and I just explained them where I'm at with everything, and we just came to the decision that the show just wasn't the right choice right now. Obviously it's sad, like I say, because I've worked all year for these shows, but unfortunately it is what it is, and I made the decision not to do the show, so that's kind of where I am at now. As well as that, to be honest, I knew I wasn't going to be bringing my best to that show. I wanted to beat my UKDFBA look that I brought to that show, and I knew I couldn't do that. Like, everything had just got so much on top of us with my work, my personal life, and all that stuff, that it kind of just, like, I wasn't even, like, I didn't have the drive I had back in September, and that showed on my physique. Like I said in the Mike Williams classic video, I just looked faded. Like, I was like almost overworking myself and getting no further forward. It was like I was putting in what felt like more, but I was getting less back. And looking back, it's because I wasn't really putting in as much as I thought I was. Like I say, I wasn't enjoying my training, so I probably wasn't training hard enough. Like, everything just kind of fell out of place, and because of that, I didn't want to bring something I wasn't particularly proud of to the stage. I knew if I was going to do the show, I wanted to bring my best, and I brought my best to the UKDFBA, and, well, the best I had at that time, and yes, it wasn't good enough for the win, but I was, looking back at that show, I'm still really happy with what I brought, even though I came second. But to be honest, I came second to a better bodybuilder, so I can't really argue that. Like, looking back on the day, I was a bit good, but looking back, like, Jack deserved the win. Like, he's a freak. Like, I didn't know Jack was going to turn up on the day, and that's kind of like, that is bodybuilding. Like, you never know who's going to turn up. You can just bring your best, and if I knew I wasn't going to be bringing my best to the finals, so I didn't bring it. Like, it's as simple as that, really. That's like what it comes down to. And I learned something very important this year throughout this whole process because of it, and that is that don't expect everything to go to plan. If anyone's watching this and they're kind of going through something similar, or if they're just planning for, say, like, next season they want to compete, expect things to go wrong, because I didn't this year, and I think that's where it kind of fucked us up in the end. Like, I didn't expect to be in a car crash 10 weeks out from my first qualifier and to be off training for weeks into the first show, like, that I'd worked so hard towards. Obviously not getting into much deal, but I didn't expect to be broken up from my what was girlfriend at the time, Elise. Like, at the end of the year when I started the season, Elise is still like being really supportive, and obviously like after the breakup she's still been really supportive with like my prep and everything, and you know, being there for us with everything that's gone on. But I didn't expect that to be happening, so that was extra like shit on me plate in a sense, like having to move back home and all that crap. But like, I didn't expect that to happen. I didn't expect to come second at my first qualifier, to be honest. But like you say, I didn't expect Jack to turn up. So you've just got to expect the unexpected, especially in this sport. Like, you can only bring your best, and yes, I brought my best for them shows, but I knew I wasn't going to be bringing my best for the finals. And that's basically why I made the decision not to do the shows. Yes, I'm extremely good about it. I didn't work my arse off all year to get to the point to not want to do the shows. But I had to make a decision whether my, you know, my financial life, my work, which is, I'm having problems with at the minute that are unrelated to like prep and all that stuff. But I knew I couldn't give everything my 100% focus. I couldn't give the problems I'm having at work 100% and give prep 100%. And at the end of the day, my job and my income and my well-being is a bit more important than a trophy for a bodybuilding show. Really, it is. Although I didn't think that a couple of weeks ago when I was trying to make the decision on what I was going to do, it is more important, and that's kind of the route I've had to go. So it's shit, but it's life. I'm 22, I've got my whole life to compete. And I know when I eventually decide to come back to the stage, I'm going to be better prepared than I was this year because of this year. So that's something I've kind of got to look the silver lining of everything. I've used this year as a learning curve in a sense, and as shit as everything is and everything that's gone on, I'll be stronger for it in the next years after like my off season or whatever, and when I decide to compete or when I decide to do anything else. Like, I know kind of not to expect everything just to go perfectly to plan, because guess what, life will fucking trip you up whenever it can, and you've just got to kind of get back up and adapt to whatever that is. If it means not doing a show, you're not doing a show. If it means, you know, some stuff going wrong, it goes wrong. But the main thing is you've just got to get up and kind of work with it, and that's what I'm kind of doing. I've just had to make the sacrifice of not doing the shows, which is a bit shit, but it is what it is. More importantly, I want to kind of, without fucking making this video depressing as out, talk about future plans, what's next, because I know a lot of people are saying, oh, well, what are you doing now? Like, because I never stopped dieting. I had like this past week kind of on and off diet in a sense. Obviously when I made the decision not to do the show, I've enjoyed some family time and give a lot of people that deserve my attention when I was in prep my attention again, because that's one of the shit things about prep. You end up being so self-centered, a lot of people get shut off, and it's not really fair, but it's kind of just what happens. So as is with every prep, you've got to rebuild bridges, and that's kind of what I've been doing since. So that means enjoying some company and enjoying some food, but I haven't actually came off diet. I'm still doing my cardio every morning, and actually my training's better than it's ever been, because I've finally like as soon as I decided not to do them shows, it was like a whole weight was lifted off us, the stress was gone, and I could actually enjoy training again. So that's like been a massive benefit of kind of finally biting the bullet and making a decision like that. But going forward, my plans, my plan is to continue dieting for the next, I think it's like 4 weeks now or 5 weeks now, because I actually had a photo shoot booked in with a guy called Neil from my area. I'll put some of the shots up. I've done a photo shoot with him before, so I'll put some of the shots up from our last shoot about 2 years ago. I've kept that in, and because of that, it's kind of kept us focused and kept us on track, and it's something I want to work towards. But once that is over, once the shoot is over with, that is me signing my 2019 season off. I didn't want to just end it with kind of me going, oh well, I'm not doing the shows, and I'm kind of like at this midpoint where I feel like I haven't really achieved anything, as stupid as that sounds. So I'm using the shoot as kind of that final achievement, that final like tick off for 2019, and then we can start the off season. Obviously I'm going to document a lot of my off season, and to be honest it's going to be a long one because I think I'm going to take maybe even 3 years off this time. Something I've learned this year is that I've got a lot of work to do in terms of development. I've got a lot of weak points I need to work on, and anything less than 2 years, it just isn't long enough. Like, as a natural lifter, as a natural bodybuilder, like, I can't make the improvements I want to make to bring the best package I want to bring to the stage next time in 2 years, or in the time that I would have normally done for an off season. So I am going to be taking a long time off, 3 years, 4 years, fuck it, who knows what I'll be doing in 3 years and 4 years time. I might even take longer off, but yes, that is the plan. And obviously with the channel, plans for the channel, there's a lot more, like we've got so much going on with the channel. It's like, with everything that's just been going on with this prep and everything, the channel's kind of took a back seat, and I hate that happening. But now that I'm not solely focused on my diet and my prep and the shows and shit, like, I am going to be putting a lot more, I know I've said it like a fucking 100 times, but I am going to be putting so much more effort into this channel. So much content, like, I've got so much content ideas that, like, I just need to get the time to record and edit and everything. But there's a video already recorded for a week after this video goes live, with me and Dylan, where we're going to be talking about hormones for a reason, which I did hint in the last video, but yes, we will be talking about hormones. And then obviously I'm going to document up to the shoot, and what I'm doing for the shoot, and I'll probably vlog the shoot. And then I'm probably thinking 10,000 calorie challenge, because why the fuck not? I've been dieting for like, I don't know, like 7 months, 8 months, or whatever it's been. So yeah, 10,000 calorie challenge with me and Dylan. That'll be straight after me shoot. The shoot's on a Thursday. The challenge is going to be on a Saturday. Dylan doesn't know yet, so you'll find out when he watches this, and he's going to hate it. But yeah, that is the kind of running order for the next couple of videos. I know a lot of people have been asking us to do this challenge after we fucked up last time, which I'm going to put a clip in of it now.
What do people eat? What else can you eat? I've had fucking a breakfast, sausages and bacon, a burger and donuts. I don't know what else it is. Like, I'm being serious. What else are you having to eat? I'm gonna force down a Sunday dinner, because me nana will be like, oh, I've just cooked you a lovely Sunday dinner, Dylan. Oh, thank you. It's some massive loads of gravy, and I'm gonna have to like shovel that down my face. She's like, oh, I'm not gonna see you for a month. I hope you like your dinner, Dylan, because she knows I'm off to Belgium.
Because that's just brilliant. But yeah, there you go. 10,000 calorie challenge in 4 weeks. I think it's about 4 weeks to the shoot, and obviously everything that goes up towards the shoot, and some updates on Dylan as well, because Dylan's had so much go on as well, and we haven't fucking done anything because we've both been that focused on me, which is a bit shit. But yes, update on Dylan next week as well, along with this hormone video. But yeah, that's everything. That's kind of what's been going on. Sorry if I've just been rambling, if you've probably not even watched the end of this video. Oh well, fucking, we've only got about 2 people watch this channel anyways. But yeah, that's me update. That's everything that's been going on. I'd like to thank everyone for supporting us throughout everything, fucking the prep, not doing the shows, doing my shows, like everything. I can't thank everyone enough, to be honest. Like, the amount of like interaction I've had on my social media since competing this year has been fucking mental. And obviously the channel's growing slowly, but we are growing, so that's amazing too. So yeah, I can't thank everyone enough. As always, if you like the content, give it a like. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next one.